So, good evening to all. How are you all today? Pretty hot, no? Peak of summer starting out. So, how has school been? How many of you have just come today? First day of school. Big number, no? 11th, I think. The others. So, this is going to be another exciting year, like we always say every year. But going on to each year is that much of progression in your student life and your academic progression as well, right? So I think we are truly lucky today to start this year off interacting with an eminent personality, a social activist, and a gifted speaker like our chief guest, FR.JEGATH GASPER. So what are your plans for this year? What are your goals? Do you think about those things? I think if you're in 11, 12, then majority of your students, your parents probably make that choice for you. NEET or JEE. You have to get into integrated courses and study and do it all. But what is it that you look forward to when school starts? It's not exams, no? It's not quarterly, half-yearly, I'm waiting so I can get first rank. The first day you come to school and you're waiting for exams. That's not what it is. What do you look forward to? Sports? Extracurricular activities, if you're good. And if you're one of the toppers, maybe very few toppers still want exams, right? I think if I think back to my school days and think about when I was starting the year off, what was I most excited about? I think for me it was football. Because when I was a student here in 11 and 12, our football team reached the state level, so we won all of it, zonal, district, divisional. We had a very strong team and we were the rock stars in school. You know? So football was something that I always looked forward to. Similarly, all of us have things that we look forward to. If you're in 11 and 12, then schooling is coming to an end. If you're in a little lower classes, then you have that much more time to go. But I want to talk about 3, 4, 5 things. Let's say 5 things. What I would ask you and advise you to do in school, during your school life. And you guessed it right. Number 1 will be what? Study hard. So study hard and smart. Because you're never going to get this period where everybody is going to be asking you to study. Study, study. So once you finish school and go, in college nobody will ask you to study. Then you automatically have to do it, and you know, what's my next phase in life going to be? I need to get a job, I need to settle down. Some of them might have arrears, but still nobody is going to ask you to study. You won't have your VPs or your teachers behind you asking you to study. So study hard and smart. And why should you study is because it's going to make your life that much easier. See, at the end of the day, it's not just the toppers that are success stories in life. Majority of the people that are successful in life, the richest people, were not school toppers or college toppers or, majority of them, they are there. But the secret is that you have to work at some point. You either start that work when you're in school or you start that work once you get out of school and into life. So if you're going to work hard and smart with academics, you start on top of the building instead of at the foundation. You understand? If you didn't do schooling well, you start at the foundation. You can still come up, but it's that much of an advantage that schooling gives you, and that's why you should study hard and smart. 2, sports. Take up at least one sport, whichever class you are. Take up one sport, at least, I say, because some of you, are into athletics, you do 2 or 3 more sports. So that's fair and, well and good. Today, when all of you are going back and glued to your devices with social media and also a lot of your gaming devices, take up a sport and follow it. play half an hour every day, even in the higher classes. So your mind needs that much of unwinding so that you can develop into, not just an academically gifted, but also an active individual. And the benefit is, you'd be slim and trim, so it works both ways, right? Extracurricular activities, 3. Take up something. Again, take up one thing. Do you like to dance? Take it up. Follow it up. Do you like public speaking but you don't know anything about it? You want to speak on stage but you're scared and you don't know anything about it? It's okay. Take that interest up, pursue it, follow it, and build that skill. Because finally, at the end of the day, when you're out of school and doing things, it's not just about your academics, it's also about you being a holistic personality. And those skills are going to help you. Whether you're a good communicator, whether you can talk to people, convince people, that itself is an art. Marketing as a whole career option, right? More importantly, make friends and enjoy life in school. Some of your long-lasting friends, if you're lucky enough, you'll make them in school. I have 1 or 2 friends who I've known since I was 5 years old. First standard, we would have met. Some friendships, it might happen for a few of you, it might not, but school friendships are in a way unadulterated. You don't have the politics of various things coming in. You'll see that once you finish school and go. So cultivate friendships and generally enjoy your school life. Anyway, Sunbeam is about enjoyment, no? There's not a lot of pressure in academics. Last and the most important, practice empathy and kindness. Do you all know what empathy is? I think you all know what kindness is. Empathy is putting yourself in another person's shoes. The stereotype would be somebody who's suffering. So, feeling the pain, sympathizing, that's how it's different from empathizing. But practice empathy, read about it, because it's not just good to be an academically brilliant and a very capable individual who could be a success story. Empathy plays a very important role, which must be cultivated in school life if you want to be a successful human being. You'll realize that as you get older and older, the change and the difference you bring to lives is what will matter. So I'm saying, read about it, think about it. How can I help people? Being kind and being helpful. Because we all have those few people, in school, in class as well, whether it's school or college. Majority of you will not help the other person. Even if you know how to solve a problem, you won't tell the other person. But there are some people who will actually go out of their way to help the other person. So cultivate those habits that can actually make you a happier individual in the long term. So finally, I'll just say that school years are definitely the best years of your life. And I wish you all another very productive and happy school year. Thank you.